Okay, Joel, go right ahead. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. And even though everybody's muted in your own space, on the count of three, we're going to say Happy New Year. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy New Year. Yes. Oh, let's take a deep inhalation and exhale. One more. I don't think I've ever looked forward to a New Year's Day in my lifetime, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I want to start, I don't believe it's in your prayer book, but it's very familiar to a song in our community. And I thought it is a perfect song to start off this new year. It's called I Open My Heart to This Moment. I open my heart to this moment. I open my heart to this time. this moment. I open my heart to this time. I am here to learn, and I am here to teach. I am always here. I am here to love, and I am here for good. Hineni, I am here. I open my heart to this moment. I open my heart to this time. I open my heart to this moment. I open my heart to this time. I am here to learn, and I am here to teach. I am always here. I am here to love, and I am here for good. Hineni, I am here. Hineni, I am here. Hineni, I am here. Now, if everybody could just sit still for a few moments of silence and just visualize the year to be. And send it thoughts of hope, of love, of health, of connection, of reconnection, of justice, fairness, and in this space, add in your own mind any other thoughts or blessings you want to send forth into this new year. And we are going to do a 3 Shalom chant. So take a deep breath. Shalom. Amen. Okay, we are now getting ready to light our candles. So if you have your Shabbat candles nearby, go ahead and get ready to light them, and Amalia will lead us in song. It is the Shabbat Prayer, again, not in your songbook, but enjoy the melody. You'll know it.
May the one protect and defend you. May he always shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O God, and keep them from the stranger's ways. May God bless you and grant you long. May the one fulfill our Sabbath prayer for you. May God make you good mothers, and may he send you husbands who will care for you. May the one protect and defend you. May the one preserve you from pain. Favor them, O God, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer.
Thank you, Amalia. And thank you for being with us tonight for Shabbat service. Okay, I am going to read the list of people who are lighting candles tonight for a particular occasion. Shelley Cohen is lighting a candle of thanks and gratitude for the numerous members of his communities for shining their light on him to allow him to share his smiles. Devorah Levy is lighting a candle in memory of Paul Bonton, who died Sunday from COVID-19. He was an amazing teacher, mentor, and friend. His bright light made this world a better place. Susan Hoffman is lighting a candle for the art site of her grandmother, Edith Hoffman, who died on January 1st, 1970. Her fortitude and good humor, despite the hardship she suffered, continue to inspire Susan these many years. Ellen Lyons is lighting a candle in remembrance of her father's 45th yard site. Linda Moldauer is lighting a candle in celebration of her 73rd birthday on January 8th. Happy birthday. You share a birthday with my grandfather, January 8th. And Nathaniel and I are lighting a candle in honor and memory of my father's 13th yard site. All right. Turn to page 1 if you have a physical copy or a PDF copy of the Blessing of the Light, and think of what you would like to bless this evening. As we say the prayer, and we cover our eyes. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Let's sing it now. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. I also want to mention our tzedakah recipient. We continue to support Aurora Commons. That is an organization that creates a welcoming space for our unhoused neighbors, a place they can rest, prepare a meal, and connect to resources, and collectively create a healthy and vibrant community. If you wish to make a donation for tzedakah, after services tonight, you can go to the Beit Aleph website. In the top right-hand corner, you will see the word donate. And then when you put your email address and your information in, you will see on payment details, there's a drop-down menu, and then you can choose tzedakah. And thank you. We are now going to turn to page 5 in our prayer book for the call to blessing. And before we do the Shema, I'm going to share a song in between. This song composed by Paramahansa Yogananda, and it's called Listen, Listen, Listen to My Heart's Song. It's on page 25 of your prayer booklet. And not only did I think of this song because it transitions us into the Shema, which is about listening to that inner voice within us, but I thought that it was especially powerful as we head into a new year and we look back on a very complicated year. There was a lot of darkness and a lot of light. And most of us lost someone or knows of someone who lost someone, either to COVID or to other causes. And so as I'm singing and chanting this song, I want you to think about it in both of those frameworks. It's not only the divine singing from that space within. Listen to my heart song, I will never forget you, I will never forsake you. That's the inner voice speaking to us to listen. But I also want us to think about us singing that to those that we have lost this year. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. And now let's turn to page 6. And let's first say the Shema together, and then Amalia will lead us in the song. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen, Israel, the eternal manifests as all that is, The Eternal is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is the name. The splendor of its presence shines eternally. And immediately following the Shema, Amalia will lead us in the V'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi nitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet, emet.
And now, through the magic of technology, we're going to hear from our rabbi, and let's see.
Shabbat Shalom. So, we find ourselves this week reading about the last chapters in Jacob's life. Before his passing, Jacob blesses his 12 sons. And, somewhat out of the ordinary, also Joseph's sons, his grandchildren. Joseph, who had become second in command in Egypt, married Asnat, the daughter of the Egyptian high priest of On.
I'm going to pause him for just a moment because I found out that I am still spotlighted, and that's not the plan. So hold on. Let me remove that. And always a learning curve with technology. Let's see. So we still have Amalia spotlighted. Okay, let me do this. All right, let's pick up where we left off.
And together they had 2 children, Ephraim and Menashe. In fact, it is in reenacting Jacob's blessing of his grandchildren that it has become a tradition to bless our children on Shabbat Eve. We call out our foremothers while we bless our daughters, Ephraim and Menashe, while we bless our sons. When Joseph was installed as the grand vizier, let's say, of at Pharaoh's court, Pharaoh, besides giving this new title and great riches, gave him as well an Egyptian name. Tzafnat Paneach. Tzafnat Paneach. That name is translated by Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch as, and I quote, "He with whom the hidden things are kept. He who holds the key to the most hidden secrets." I love that translation. Keep in mind that Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch wrote this in the 1800s, and he's understood to be the father of conservative Judaism. And he writes, and I must repeat it, that the Egyptians' given name to Joseph means he with whom the hidden things are kept. He who holds the key to the most hidden secrets. That's a name. That's an amazing name. And even the Aramaic translation of the Torah, the first ever translation of the Torah is called the Targum, which was a very ancient Aramaic translation. And the Aramaic translation has the Joseph's Egyptian given name, he to whom hidden matters are revealed. Like today, I think we would simply call that the enlightened one. You know, so maybe Tzafnat Paneach. Tzafnat Paneach. I don't know why I'm struggling with saying that. Tzafnat Paneach, he to whom hidden matters are revealed, is another way of saying the enlightened one. So if Joseph's Hebrew name is just breathtaking, let's take a look at Joseph's wife's name, Asnat, because her name is also fascinating. She is the daughter of a high priest. We learn through the Torah that her essence is bound up in the spiritual realms. Her name itself means expression of the goddess Neith. In other words, as far as the mystics are reading this text, she is the expression of the divine feminine, of the goddess. And so you could have Joseph marrying Asnat and miss all that juicy understanding underneath it, because it wasn't the marriage of Joseph and Asnat, it was the marriage of the enlightened one and the goddess, the enlightened one and the divine feminine. And so one must ask oneself, what could possibly be born out of that union? Who really are these children of theirs? What is embedded, what is encompassed by these two names, Ephraim and Menashe? Because I suspect, many of us would suspect, that we're not talking about actual children, that we are talking about something deeper, a teaching that reaches us much more deeply. So let's look at those two names. Menashe. I know we always say Ephraim and Menashe, but Menashe is the firstborn. And Rabbi Hirsch explains that the Hebrew root of the name Menashe is, in fact, the word Nashe, Nun Shin He. And that root denotes giving voluntarily, submitting, right? Giving of oneself voluntarily, submitting, submitting without opposition. Nashe means foregoing. It means submission and powerlessness. So if that is the firstborn of the goddess and the enlightened one, what are we understanding from that name? What is the teaching that the goddess and the enlightened one are teaching us? They are calling us, perhaps, to be like Menashe, to surrender our ego, to abdicate our illusory sense of self and accept our lack of control and power, which are the two pillars of the ego. These attachment to control and power are the veils, the klipot in Kabbalah, the veils that prevent not only our knowing the truth of our being, but also our ability to be with the divine shefa in Hebrew, the flow of the divine feminine, that we might be able to stream through life unencumbered by the burdens of ego. That we might let the shefa, the divine feminine, also flow through us unencumbered. Now let's look at Ephraim. Ephraim means doubly fruitful, twice fruitful, doubly fruitful. And when Joseph gives his son this name, he says at the same time God has made me doubly fruitful in the land of my affliction. Now that is very, very powerful. God has made me doubly fruitful in the land of my affliction. And we are to ask ourselves, what is this land of my affliction? And I read this not as my affliction, but the affliction of the my, of the me. The land of the affliction of I, of me, of the small I. God has made me doubly fruitful in the land of my affliction. The awakened consciousness allows for life-giving energies to emerge and create from a place of not wanting, of not desiring, of no self. The land of my affliction is the land of the affliction of the ego, the place where ego is brought to its knees, is afflicted, is seen for the construct that it is, the process that it is, and is allowed to dissolve. We have to, is allowed to dissolve. We have to afflict the ego until it is humbled enough that it is surrendered, that it dissolves. So the land of my affliction is a really good thing. It is a necessity, a necessity. It is the place from which we become doubly fruitful. From this newfound consciousness, our sages tell us that one simply acts upon whatever the universe is calling forth in the moment, moved from within, empty yet fully in the flow, unclogged channels for divine creation. So each Shabbat Eve, we might not so much be blessing our children, but we might be inviting ourselves instead into a deepening spiritual practice that the day of rest, the day of inwardness, ushers us into. May this blessing, may this affirmation of both surrendering and clear seeing, Ephraim and Menashe, become a truth. Each of us is blessed to awaken to. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi Olivier, and I apologize if not everybody saw him in full frame. I didn't want to stop and start his talk, so hopefully you are all able to hear and see the lessons and the message that he was sharing. And so, excellent, great. So, in connection to the blessing of the children, I want us to turn to page 14 in our prayer book. Now, let me explain what's going to happen. I'm going to, in a moment, unmute everybody. I want everyone, at first I was going to divide it male and female, but I'm changing my mind because we are both. So what I'd like all of us to do is bless our inner divine masculine and bless our inner divine feminine. And as we do that, you know, we make the symbol of the shin, right? Actually, that's the priestly blessing. I'll take one step back. Instead of that, let's just put our hands up towards our screen, or one if you need to hold the booklet. And I want there to be a flow. Think of a circular flow, like almost like a loop, where you are sending blessings of masculine energy out to others in our community and into our world, while you are blessing that masculine energy within yourselves. Then we will say together the blessing of the inner divine feminine, again, visualizing, blessing, sending feminine energies to others on our planet, while also blessing the feminine aspect of ourselves. And after we've done that, we are going to say the Yevarechecha, which is the priestly blessing, and that is where we can hold up our fingers, if you are able, and make the letter Shin, the fire energy, as we bless all of it. So I'm going to unmute everyone, and if you can minimize your verbiage just to the blessings so that it doesn't get too confusing, that would be appreciated. I believe, can everyone now unmute themselves? Is that possible? Okay, there we go.
Is that girl double cross again?
Okay, so any background noise is going to be heard, any talking is going to be heard, so keep that in mind. If it's best to keep your Zoom muted, feel free to do so. All right. So we're going to start with an energetic loop of the divine masculine, honoring the divine masculine in ourselves and sending out the divine masculine energy to our world. Yisimcha ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. May God make you like Ephraim and Menashe. And now the feminine blessing. Yisimech Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May God make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. And now, it all. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha tichuneka. Ta Adonai panav elecha. Yasem lecha shalom. And in English, the Eternal One blesses and keeps you always. The light of the eternal presence shines upon you with grace. The eternal presence awakens you and brings you peace.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, I went ahead and I muted everyone. In a moment, I'm going to share a video that was pre-produced for tonight with Joel, myself, and Celia. Holy One, please bless us. That is on page 22. But what I would like people to do, if they so choose, if they so wish to share, if not, you can just speak it quietly to yourself. In the chat, share what your hope is for this new year as we hear a song that sings about the Holy One blessing us, blessing this planet, blessing the world, blessing each other, blessing the divine essence within each of us. If you choose, you can share in the chat what wishes and blessings you hope for 2021. Now, I am going to try and play the video and have it full screen. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Let's see if this works.
Holy One, please bless us, always be near, watching wherever we go. Shine from within us, show us the way, through every path unknown. Guide us with your strength, keep us in your shelter, fill us with the gift of shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai, ve'yishmerecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha, veichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha, ve'yasem lecha shalom. Guide us with your strength, keep us in your shelter, fill us with the gift of shalom. Fill us with the precious gift of shalom.
Now, if you wish, you just look at, if you haven't already, read what people have shared in the chat box, their hopes and prayers for 2021. And in a moment, we are going to do about a 4 to 5 minute meditation. It is going to be a music meditation, thanks to Jal. And if you choose during this time to read each other's hopes for this year, and or also just focus on your own personal hopes, aspirations, visualizations for 2021 for yourself, for your loved ones, family and friends, and the earth, and all those who inhabit it. And as you're listening to the music, just be mindful of your breath. Either just let it flow naturally, or if you choose, you can have more of a intentional inhalation, and exhalation. So everybody get into a comfortable position. Thank you, Jal. You know, Jal improvises, that just flows through him when he plays for our meditations, and I guess must have really impressed the divine, because she called, sounds like in the middle of, you'll have to get back to her. But anyway, thank you, Jal. Thank you very much. And if anything comes to mind and anything moves you during the rest of the service and you want to share it on the chat, or for those of us watching on Facebook Live, if you wish to share in the thread underneath the Facebook Live, any hopes and aspirations and visions and prayers you have for 2021. We are now coming to the healing part of our service. Stand by for 1 second. And members of our community have placed names on a list of people who need extra healing energies at this time. And if there's anyone who you want to specify who didn't make on the list, feel free to share that in the chat as well. We're sending thoughts of healing to Craig Wilson, Daniel Clark, Hillary Wilson, Phyllis Levin, Mike Levin, Farhan Hassan, Yitzhak Lieb, Dave Malkoff, Maxwell Bernard, Susanna Davis, David Mark, Richard Aaron Ben Chaim, Martine Yanni, Shelley Cohen, Chris Moschel Werner, Marissa LeCabe, Pauline Morris, Mark Montefusco, Elizabeth Heath, Katie Cortez, David Shalloway, Leslie Shalloway, Alan Shalloway, Megan El Sayed, Willow 8, Peter Metzger, Lois Gordon, Celia Curran, Tyler Brown, Mark Hopp, Dahlia Wellens, Cynthia Curran, Dove Lahavi, Dorinda Reagan, Stanley Sofrin, Wanda Zaman Sofrin, Cheryl Balch, Mark Anderson, Jerry Sanderson, Noah Etzioni, Pam Heller, Hi Cohen, Jan, Lisa, and Lori, Shelley Cohen's friends, Stuart Williams, Jason Hahn, Leah Vetter, Jean Matson, John Gorham, Gloria Funston, Dinah L. Timawi, Allison, Shoshana's niece, Janet Lewin, Marcia Whelan. And again, continue to think of those who are in need and healing, including everybody who is currently in the hospital and dealing with COVID, that they make a full and whole healing. The healing song that we're going to sing for tonight, you will find on page 35. It is the waters of healing, and I was visualizing, we're getting a lot of rain lately. And to just, I don't know, I like the visual of energies of the divine raining upon us, cleansing this year, almost like a baptism of sorts. And the metaphor of water is so very powerful. So think about that as we sing The Waters of Healing. It is on page 35. May the waters of healing flow through our soul. May the waters of healing flow through our mind. May the waters of healing flow through our heart. May the waters of healing flow through our form. Ana Elna, please, Holy One. Rifana, let your healing be done. Ana Elna, heal our soul. Rifana, may we be whole. May the pure light of healing give life to our soul. May the pure light of healing give life to our mind. May the pure light of healing give life to our heart. May the pure light of healing give life to our form. Ana Elna, please, Holy One. Rifana, let your healing be done. Ana Elna, heal our soul. Rifana, may we be whole. We now come to the Kaddish, which is on page 13. The Mourner's Kaddish, which is not a prayer of mourning, but a prayer of celebration, a prayer of what I call a prayer of connection. And how all of us are connected, how we are connected to those who have transitioned. We have a connection to those who are not yet born. It is a never-ending cycle of life, transition, and life again. And so this is an affirmation of that cycle. And I am going to allow everyone. Oh, actually, before you unmute, let me read the names of people we are honoring before we say the Kaddish. These are the people who have passed in recent days and weeks. Bill Harris, Celia Curran's uncle. Michael Ruff, Susan Austin's friend. Irvin Faludi, Greg Siegler's uncle. Rebecca Risman, my friend. Paul Ponton, Devorah Levy's friend and mentor. We hold in our hearts the light of the individuals who have passed within this past year. Marcia Jaffe, Michelle Broad's friend. Lawton Waples, Lauren Wallace's grandfather. Millard Petersky, Claire Petersky's father. Deborah Batts, friend and mentor of Beth Bloom. Marika Gordon, Greg Siegler's father's partner. Stella Altwies, the Siegler and Gorham family's friend. Mary Rose, my cousin. Dan Klein, Pesha Klein's father. Eleanor Gerber, Tracy Welland's friend and mentor. Charlotte Klein, Sterling Claren's aunt. Alberta Hitzroth, Stephanie Hitzroth's mother-in-law. Avram ben Moshe Vishandal, Mike Rufa's father. Marlene Klein, friend of Jackie Williams. Mary Squeeze, grandmother of J.D. Leonard. Tim Schott, my friend. Janine Gilbert, Jean Leroy's mother. Imogene Williams, friend of Cindy and Keith Irvin. Eldon Olson, friend of Elizabeth Heath. Don Worms, Irvin's son's father-in-law. Emily Swartz, lifelong friend of Shoshana McDonald. Dr. Carol Stanley, friend of Rebecca Bloom. Robert White, friend of Marianne Spiegel. David Heitmiller, friend of Richard Ader. Dr. Agnes Schuller, family friend of the Sieglers. Dr. Desos Schuller, family friend also of the Sieglers. Jerry Crouch, friend of Susan Austin's. Jonathan Sachs, former chief rabbi of the UK. Fern Denker O'Connor, John Denker's aunt. Gary Marmer, brother of Atit Marmer. Lauren Lean, my cousin's husband. Som Vang Sisamuth, friend of Stu Heller. Sari Lou Corden, friend of Ellen Lyons. Marco Antonio Florian Corona, friend of Ellen and Michael Lyons. And Klaus Schuler, the friend of myself and of Nathaniel. And I'm going to read the names of people whose yard sites are observed at this time. Edith Hoffman, Max Klein, Morris Koloff, Rose Klein, Arthur Baldoff Jr., Al Coleman, Ann Austin, Belle Marks, Ben Bernstein, Ben Harris, Burton Goldstein, Dr. Harvey Rose, Ida Neustadt, James David Curley, Jeannie Lehner, Marilyn Fort, Pauline Landers, Samuel Tasman, Stella Wellens, William Todd. So now if you can unmute yourselves. I do believe everyone can do that. Is that correct? So we can say the Mourner's Kaddish together. Unmute if you choose to. All right. Yitkada
Yitkada
Shemei
Shemei
Rabbah
Rabbah
Ve'alma Divra Chirute V'yamlich Malchute V'chayechon U'v'yomechon U'v'chaye Decho Beit Yisrael V'agala U'vizman Kari V'imru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach La'alam U'almei Almayam Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yet hadar, v'yet daleh, v'yet halal, shemei dekusha, barichu. La'ela min kol birchata, v'shirata, tush bechata, v'nehmata, la'amiran be'alma, v'imru, amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu v'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'akol Yisrael, v'akol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. And at the bottom of the page, may the one who creates harmony above make peace for us, for all the households of Israel, and for all the peoples of the world. And let us say, Amen. Now, I don't remember who it was that was going to bring challah to the screen. So my apologies. I know you wrote your name in chat. We do have Linda Morris as our backup challah in case. But if you could raise your hand either physically or digitally, you can do that in Zoom. All right. Challah, who's got the challah? All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and have Linda do it because I do not. And if you did bring it and I don't see you on the Zoom grid, I apologize. You can go ahead and hold it up. But Linda's got one. And if we need to do the wine first. I'm sorry. I'm so hungry. I'm thinking about bread already. All right. Let's first do the wine. Manischewitz represented. That's just got to get that in there. I like it sweet. What can I say? All right. Can everybody unmute themselves? I see a lot of people still muted. So I want to make sure. Allow participants to unmute. So let's see. Can everyone do that? Oh, are you emptying the bottle there, Molly? That's juice, right? You don't have to answer that. Okay. All right. Is everybody able to unmute who can? If you so.
Just like really for a short.
Okay. I'm hearing voices and they're not in my head, so it must be from the Zoom screen. Here we go. All right. Let me. Okay. Everybody hold up the Kaddish cup. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri Amen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ihu yom techila lemikraye kodesh zecher tziyat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha be'ava uvratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat Amen. I am
Good 2020. 21.
Oh, it's so sweet. So good. Yeah. Okay.
Here's to the best of ourselves
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
in the world.
Chaim, here is to the year 2021.
Chris talking.
May it be filled with blessings, good health, and joy, and the ability to travel. Okay, just had to get that in there. All right. Linda, here we go. All right. Ready? Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem haaretz. Amen. All right. So we're going to end with a closing song in just a moment. Tefillah Haderech, which is on page, I had it written down, 30, page 30. Oh, all right.
Sing with me.
Lighter. This is the new member of the Ben Chaim family.
Cool.
Oh. So we're going to, Malia is going to lead us in Tefillah Haderech because we want everything and everyone to be blessed as we journey through this new year. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, Amalia, it's all you. Can you unmute? We need to unmute. There we go.
I did not realize I was unmuted. All right, let's do this again.
Looks like a schnauzer.
Be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You can unmute if you want. And
Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the newest member of our community?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom, Pep.
This is Shuket. She is a poodle mix from a shelter in Mexico. Thank you, Tracy.
Oh, love seeing her with you.
She's a gift to our family. Really.
Oh my
Yeah.
Cute.
Very sweet.
all right, we're going to say goodbye to people in Facebook and YouTube.
Bye, everybody.